Hello everybody, this is the No Political Parties channel, and I'm going to show you guys something that is absolutely amazing that works as a DIY Faraday cage for Wi-Fi and gigahertz range radio frequency. So right now I've got this on mute, but I'm standing within about 8 feet of my Wi-Fi unit. So this is the same Wi-Fi unit that pretty much every internet company in the United States uses. That's a panoramic Wi-Fi unit from our internet provider out here, which is Monopoly, is Cox Cable. So pretty much everybody's got that internet provider. And within the last year, they've been making efforts to put more internet providers out there to give the consumers options. But it's whatever. So getting back to the science of this, I want to show with the sound on that there's a great deal of radio frequency energy coming in from this router here. The closer I get, the stronger it gets, to the point where we get to the maximum that this can receive. We get to the maximum that this can receive once we're right up next to this, which is 3,180,000 microwatts per meter squared. So that is, without a doubt, unsafe. So if I were to be one of those people that's like, Wi-Fi doesn't harm me, whatever, and then sleep right there, less than a foot away from it, that's going to cause a great deal of health effects. As building biologists will tell you, and scientists will tell you, doctors will tell you, that is not a healthy distance. There's no label or warning sign or anything about this range of radio frequency that this uses. And you see here on this meter that should be shipped out with these units, we're reading maximum, extreme. So now I'm going to show this Faraday cage that I've built, and this is like literally 2 seconds. This is just a plastic cart that I had around the house, a plastic bin, like a laundry bin, and you don't even need that. And then this is the aluminum mesh screen that blocks the radio frequencies. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to move this over here, set this over here, set these inside of this, and close this up. And you're going to see that signal just about disappear. Make sure to not unplug these in the process. Okay, so they're still on, still plugged in. And this one is, I got the power cord on that one by accident. But that, I will put that one back in real fast. So you see that that is on again. Now you see the signal that we've got coming out of this is toxic, right? Now I'm going to fold this over this. Folding this over this like this. And our new high point is 10,000, 12,000. So even right next to it here, we're cutting off like 2 million. And doing a little bit better of a job of not letting the signal escape out of this, we should get that to improve, in theory. This is right up next to it. Now we're getting these readings after spending the time to really get it in there and then to wrap around it a couple times. Made a big difference. Took it from 300 or 3,180,000 to where it's sitting now. And ideally I'd like to get this in the green, you know what I mean? And right when I unplug this Wi-Fi unit, watch what happens. So it's still transmitting. And now it's done. And look at that. So now we're in the moderate. Under 100 with the Wi-Fi unit off. So while this Faraday cage could be better, right? It could be better. Sometimes making a video to make your invention look the best or look the most impressive is not the goal of the video. Like right now, the goal of this video is to say, damn, that shit is kicking all the way through all that metal screen that's supposed to block radio frequency, and it's doing it with pulse power densities that seem to have the tempo of V2K / microwave auditory effect riding inside of it. Now, no matter what the fuck that is, when we unplugged this unit, we went from red, extreme, to moderate, yellow. We went from a value prior to this Faraday cage being thrown here that was reading from a distance like this, hitting a peak pulse of 3,180,000 to with a DIY Faraday cage that literally is a basket with a roll of aluminum mesh screen. I could have tried a hell of a lot harder to make a really good one, but even with the leakage occurring with that, well, it's off right now, I unplugged it, but the meter was showing a huge improvement. So the difference between something reading at 200,000 to 10,000, something like that. So the difference is Wi-Fi, unprotected Wi-Fi, 3 million, kicking in the definite red, extreme. The closer you get to it, the more of an issue it is to your health, because then that modulation could impair with your health, or you could feel the pulsing / biological harm coming from it. Maybe it'll just be a brain state deterioration or something else happening. And then it's not just accidental stuff. We have to worry about these things being programmed deliberately by people that are supposed to be protecting us, which is the military and the intelligence community, and all the alliances that those two entities or organizations make should also be done with the thought of national security protecting people. Anything other than that, like what I've been going through and what thousands of other people are going through, is bullshit and shouldn't be happening, and it's definitely real. So moral of the story here is, with the Wi-Fi unit unplugged, we are getting under 100 as far as our reading of microwatts per meter squared. Now right at head level, you hear that pulsing? It's like a more quiet Wi-Fi. And that's what's being shot at our heads. And that has communication writing inside of it. So that's microwave auditory effect. Do you hear that big pulse right when I went over my head? So with the Wi-Fi unit on, targeting gets a lot easier. Like being a targeted person, when you turn the Wi-Fi unit off, it makes your life better. It makes my life better. And the meter, my unbiased third party, you know what I mean, says, hey, yeah, we're a hell of a lot less toxic. We're back into the moderate. That's the first time we've seen the green light on this channel in the whole fucking time we've had this thing. So, could I have spent an hour going to Home Depot and then making a beautiful little Faraday cage? Yes. But then when this happened, I would have had to either said, okay, well, I'm going to make a new video where my science looks like it's better than what we just realized in this first take. Or I could say, no, with one roll, this is what happens, is it's still great, but for the video, for the typical viewer, going from red to green is what the goal was, the goal is. But now we're in the yellow to green, and all we have to do is just cut the power on it. So now, when I upload this, I'm going to have to understand that I'm in a significantly more toxic environment for the stalled, jammed uploading process that I go through every single time. So it takes what takes 10 minutes for a regular 10-minute video to upload, maybe an hour tops, takes mine hours and hours and hours. So in the meantime, while I'm waiting for this to upload, to help other people to realize that, hey, we're not really told the truth. Our Wi-Fi units and our mobile phones are emitting something that puts an EMF safety meter in the extreme category, okay? These are things that are within our control to change that. Now, getting pulsed with modulated surveillance, modulated psyops that is enabled and guided or aided by modern surveillance systems is a whole different thing, you know what I mean? But also, as consumers, we shouldn't be accidentally being poisoned by the things that we buy. So, like, I'm still getting communicated to with V2K right now. The second I pick this up, and I just missed a tempo of V2K that would have been hitting me. And you hear it. You hear this shit freaking out. The Wi-Fi unit's still off. And you hear those tempos coming in. So that's all the power necessary to do microwave auditory effect, or V2K. And they could be at a higher frequency, a lower frequency, than this 200 megahertz to 8 gigahertz, because that's not where the range stops, and it's not where it starts. Okay? But I'm telling you that this power density is probably all that's necessary with perfect accuracy and watching people's brain states. So like I said, when I absorbed that, I'm like, well, you know what? I just didn't hear them. Something must be working, because at that tempo, that since I've been going through this for a decade now, they would have been speaking to me. And yes, this harassment is run digitally. It's a computer-guided psyops, as Dr. Robert Duncan said. Rest in peace, Dr. Robert Duncan. And another thing about this whole thing is that every single government agency here to protect us, and these judges that we elect, is enabling this. Both sides of the aisle, the Democrats and the Republicans, are enabling this. Okay, do a little dive on the vice president pick for the Donald Trump side. He is connected to the deep state, which is the Breitbart or Bloomberg, whatever the fuck meetings that they have on the West Coast here for billionaires, where they talk about World Economic Forum, transhumanism, basically Freemason shit, but like for elites. And like they know about how the world runs, and that's the type of billionaire funders that put that vice president Vance into his position. And of course, the same type of people are connected to the Clintons. The same type of people that are on the Kamala Harris side are the same type of evil billionaires that are on the Vance and Trump side. So it's evil billionaire either way, so I'm not voting. And then as far as the targeted justice stuff goes, why the fuck would you ever leak the address of a Secret Service director? That's super fucking dumb. And I don't respect that you guys did that.